Hey everybody, it's been a little over a month since the first, so this is Untitled Driving Game Devlog number 2. In my last devlog, I talked about building out the base of the project and some of my motivations behind it. Since then, I've continued to build out the first level, LATC, and have been working on prototyping different gameplay systems as well as tweaking the vehicle physics. Let's talk about the good first. I've been working on LATC and it's coming together as a really interesting level. The scale worries I've been facing have been whittled down a little as I've added more detail into the map. While the center campus is still the main focus, the entire map has been growing in scale as I filled out the edges with more buildings and background city meshes. I've started adding grind splines around the level and even some ramps to the rooftops. Verticality is going to be a big gameplay feature, and I want the rooftops to offer just as much of an interesting experience as driving along the street, but also means making them easily accessible. I've also been working on some gameplay mechanics, mainly tying the different tricks and events together for the combo system. Currently, the tricks you perform output of the screen, such as flip, roll, grind, etc., and they give you a boost reward, plus add a combo timer, which I initially included for prototyping early on. There's still a lot of tweaking to be done, and the first pass will be to remove the old timer and use boost to keep the player in combo as long as they're boosting or performing tricks. The combo result will then tie into the rewards and the other gameplay systems as they continue to develop. The vehicle feels even better to drive around the map. There's some issues with collisions in the current model, and I need to ensure auto flips back when it's on its wheels when it lands wrong, but it's fun and that's what I've been focusing on. After getting some feedback, I updated the center of gravity and pivot points, so now the vehicle physics feel a little bit more natural during jumps and flips. Additionally, I've lowered the overall speed slightly, and I've tweaked the physics so the vehicle has more air time, and boost now flips and rotates the vehicle faster while in air. I think there's more tweaking to do in terms of handling and making the controls smoother, but it's improving and I really enjoy playing it. The thing is that I was initially putting off working on some of the things that I figured would be harder, like tracking the pawn's in-air trick rotations or getting AI traffic working, not to mention multiplayer. But all those things have been relatively painless to prototype into the project. What I think has really been happening is I've been dragging my feet behind the fun vehicle base I have and hoping that it would magically mold itself into a complete game. Once I have a clear vision of something to work on, the work to get there is no big deal, but if I don't have a goal which I'm working towards, then it feels like I'm building something completely worthless. If I wanted to just build another throwaway prototype to put up on itch, I could have just stopped a month ago, but I want to see this game finished. I just want to be able to see the finish line. While I'm enjoying doing some level design, I'm not a visual artist of any kind, and that shows. I have a pretty clear picture of what I want in my head stylistically, but I'm having a tough time reconciling my lack of skill with my current vision. Just applying some shaders on top of base textures is not really doing it for me anymore. I'm going to have to spend some time doing tutorials and creating some smaller test scenes to really get the hang of crafting that more stylized look I'm going for. I'm shooting for a more eye-catching, simplistic visual style that looks really good in motion instead of having to make really finely detailed, textured, and lit city scenes. Unsure of the final direction, I'm also equally unsure about a name still. I don't care what most people say about not choosing a name early on. It's something I do for most of my projects, and I'm getting tired of Untitled Driving Game. Giving a project a real name that I believe represents it helps me feel more connected with the project. I don't have an issue with changing the name down the line either. I just want to come up with a name that suits the project and gives me the ability to start marketing it a little bit more. This is kind of a chicken and egg scenario with the project's goal though. I could name it something generic and just stick with it, but I really prefer to have something that better represents the game overall. So what's next? Good question. I feel like I'm on the edge of figuring out the core single player gameplay loop. I know the gameplay elements I want to bring together, it's just a matter of doing it in a way that I'm comfortable with that actually feels fun. Since I'm still pointing towards Untitled Driving Game being a multiplayer capable title, I'm going to create a test project to figure out pawn replication and what I need to rework to add it into my main project. With those two in mind, the main goal before the next devlog, which will probably be a month-ish, is to have a fully playable round, mission, or non-free roam mode. Additionally, I need to complete LATC, just in terms of smoothing out landscape issues and adding more things like ramp and grind splines for roof transfers, so that there's just a fully playable map that has a good sense of flow. I've started adding AI vehicles and defining traffic patterns as well, and will continue to tweak their behavior and interactions with the player. LATC currently consists of mostly BSP geometry, so I need to convert the majority to static meshes for performance reasons, and right now it's also temporary for blockout anyways. Thanks for watching. This was just a short devlog to give everybody a quick update of my current progress. Comment below and let me know what you think. I appreciate any and all feedback on the game or the devlog. Make sure to thumbs up, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at elocnat for future updates on Untitled Driving Game and my other projects. Later.